Hey Rangers, it's Monday night. Cooking some maple syrup out here. I'm at my old block building. Kind of just got this old 1920s pan face brick. Building's older than most of your grandparents probably. Kind of inside here with my sap boiler right here. And so I got a pan that's 2 foot by 2 foot, and that's where I cook all my syrup. A little fire going on in here. Pretty smoking hot, and just boiling that down. You can see I got a pretty good amount of sap in there that's boiling, and I just collect that all day from the trees and add a little bit here and come out here at night and boil it down. So this is a pretty fresh batch. I got my warming pans back here. This one gets kind of the least amount of heat, and so this is, I started in this one, and then we move it over to this one, and then this one then goes into the pan over here. It gets hot and goes through the baffle, and it kind of changes down this channel, and it goes on this channel, and the most concentrated syrup ends up over here. And then there's a valve on that side, and that's where I draw it off when it gets ready. But like I said, I just started this today, and so this batch is pretty fresh. I got about, I think I collected about 40 gallons today, and I put it in the pails over here, and then I strain it with a strainer. And so these last 2 pails right here are ready to go in the warming pans when those get empty. And so I started collecting about noon today. I got about a little over 40 gallons, so that'll yield me about 1 gallon of syrup from today's harvest. Looks like today is the last of the freezing cycle, and so it's probably the last time that we're going to get any more sap. So tomorrow, maybe the next day, will be the end of the season for this year. So I think I made about 13 gallons so far this year of syrup. This last batch will probably get me another 2, maybe a little bit more than 2, depending on how it runs the next day or so. But I think I feel pretty fortunate that I have something I can do while we're stuck on lockdown here, and I can work on maple syrup, and kind of a fun hobby at the same time. Keeps my mind busy and keeps my hands moving while we're kind of stuck at home. So I'm out in my big barn now, and I've got a couple projects. I have my old lawnmower here. The deck is pretty rusted, a bunch of holes in the bottom of the deck, and so it was getting pretty tired. And so I was looking for a new one, and I found this one on Craigslist. This is number 2 here, and it had a pretty good deck. And anyway, I'm gonna end up taking the motor off the old one here and moving it onto this one, and putting the new deck where this one is here. And so another project I've got going kind of in the back burner here before we have to start cutting grass in a few months, or in a month or so. But yeah, so got another project I'm kind of working on along with a bunch of stuff in the house. I got some shelves that I'm working on for my daughter's room. So some of these oak, stain them kind of dark for her room to match that. And then for our pantry, I've got some reclaimed shelves that I'm making. Got to clean them up and trim them up a little bit yet, but kind of working on that also. So brought my big planer in from the block house where we were just at with the maple syrup, and so that's right here. And probably going to set up a little wood shop in here so I can do some projects again while we're kind of stuck here. So plenty of stuff to do around this whole place. Some shelves today for the pantry. So I'm going to reclaim lumber. I glued that all together, and now I'm just planing it down here out in the shop. So I moved my lawnmowers out this morning and kind of set up a shop in here. I had some equipment from my father-in-law that's kind of been sitting in one of my other buildings, and so I pulled out the table saw, got out a dust collector, moved the joiner from back by the stairway, and brought the planer in here. And so I kind of set up a shop. Since we'll be stuck here for a while, I can do some work right in the backyard. So like I said, I'm working on some shelves for the pantry, and I got some wood for some other shelves I'm going to be working on too. Hey Rangers, it's Wednesday night. I've got another project I've been kind of working on here. Got our little office area here. My wife wanted some floating shelves, and so I was working on those earlier today. Kind of a two-part project. This part mounts to the wall like I have on the upper one, and this piece is going to slide on. So I have this one here, and that will go onto these dominoes. And then slide into place like that. And so then I'll pound that in tight, and you'll see that that's going to slide on, and we have these floating shelves. So I made the shelves today, worked on all the dominoes, and then I mounted them on tonight, just before the kids went to bed. I'll still take them back down and kind of clean them up and put some polyurethane or some kind of finish on them, probably more like some lacquer. Also working on a architecture project. You can see that. Kind of drawing a garage addition to the house. We don't have a garage that's attached to the house, so another project I'm working on. So lots of stuff going on here. Hope you're doing well. Hope you are staying busy and finding things to do. So here's the floating shelves. Here's my daughter doing her math homework. And so those are up there. Like I said, I still got to trim the edges a little bit and then put a finish on them. We're also going to paint this wall, I think kind of a dark gray or green, something like that. But I had to clean that up also. But you kind of see a better picture. I just looked at the last video, and the picture was kind of weak of the actual shelves sitting there floating, but they're pretty solid. Pretty happy with how that turned out. Morning, Rangers. It's Thursday morning. I'm out here in my blockhouse working on a little bit of sap. It froze yesterday morning a little bit, so we got a little bit of a run yesterday. We'll probably finish off today, and that will be the end of the season. When the nights stop freezing, that's kind of when the sap stops running, and we're done. And so this is my last batch. I think I showed you Monday night. I was pretty fresh. You can see right now that it's pretty dark now. Pretty good looking syrup there. And so I got probably, I don't know, maybe 20 more gallons of sap to boil down, and then, like I said, that'll be it for the season. And have a pretty decent takeout for the year. But anyway, probably be the last video I post for this week. I'm gonna put these all on YouTube so you can see them. Sorry for the poor camera work. And it's really the first time I've ever done anything like this before, so I just kind of wanted to engage with you guys, show you what I'm doing, maybe inspire some things, find something that's broken at your house and fix it, or ask your parents for a project to do. Try to find something that keeps you busy, and also keeps your mind problem solving and figuring out new solutions to things while you're home. Anyway, like I said, have a great day, and hopefully we'll see each other soon, but if not, I'll try to keep you updated with what I'm doing and things I'm working on out here.